You know what, every now and again I have friends come to my place and it always happens to be one vegetarian. Well, if that happens to you, this is a great little dish that you can put together that is really nutritious, simple to cook and really, really tasty. It's called Ratatouille and it's a classic French dish. It starts with sweating off some onions and some garlic in a pot. And these are red onions that I've cut really, really fine. I like them really fine like that because they go all the way through the sauce. Now the garlic, you can see I've peeled it and crushed it. And I like it that way because it goes all the way through the sauce as well, but you can actually pick it up with a fork. That's the way I like my garlic. In that goes. Now, extra virgin olive oil. And this dish uses a lot of extra virgin olive oil. It's what holds it all together and makes it really, really tasty. So make sure you use the best extra virgin olive oil you can buy and make sure it's Australian. Really important. That goes into the pan there like that, and some salt and pepper goes in there as well. Now with a wooden spoon, I'll start stirring that around, and as you see it starting to stir around, you'll see it'll start to sweat down. A couple of minutes or so, and this will be nice and soft. A little tap like that, and that's going to be bang on. Now I've got some tomatoes. I'm using some crushed tomatoes that are Australian. Make sure you only buy Australian crushed tomatoes because that's where the flavour is, and it also helps Australian farmers, and that's what it's all about. In goes the crushed tomatoes. A little tap like that to make sure I get it all out. And then while I'm there, I'll throw in a few basil leaves. Just peel off a few basil leaves and throw them in like that, and they'll stir down in the sauce and make it nice and thick. And that's the thing I want you to see. Australian tomatoes are really nice and thick, and that's what you want for a ratatouille. Stir that around. Now I'm using a really good non-stick pan, and that's really important for the next stage. I've got some capsicum here. I've got green, red and yellow capsicum that I've diced into a nice little cube. I'm going to keep everything nice and fine, and this sort of size here works beautifully for me. If you want, you can go crazy and have big chunks, or you can actually have slices. There are many different ways to do this dish. Now in goes some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Make sure that's on nice and high, and in goes the capsicum. I want to actually sweat this off or saute it off so it starts to go a little bit caramelised and golden on the outside. You can see this is nice and hot, and with a nice non-stick pan, nothing sticks at all. You can just toss it off like that. A little bit of salt goes in there and a quick twist of pepper. A couple of minutes and this will come together perfectly. That gives me time to get the next stage. I've got eggplant, and you need plenty of eggplant for ratatouille. It's one of those things that is essential, and this is a great way to get that dice to perfection. I stand it up like this and slice it all the way down through the middle, nice and evenly. Remove those slices there like that, and then slice it down through here. Now, some people like to peel the eggplant or the aubergine, whatever you want to call it. I like to keep the skin on. I think it holds it together, and it's got a great flavour as well. And apparently, if Rosie was here, she'd be telling us that it has a hell of a lot of nutrition in it as well. Now, zucchini, I'll slice that through the middle there like that. And the same thing again, stand it up and slice it down through there like that till you get these nice big long strips. And then putting it on its side there, and it's really important that it is on its side. See how flat it is? It's not going to roll anywhere. Slice down through there like that, through there like that, another one, and then one, and line them all up. And it's quite easy to do, and I would recommend if you're going to do this at home, set up all your ingredients beforehand. Dice everything, pop it in the fridge until you're ready to cook it, and then when you're ready to throw it all together, it happens really quickly. A quick toss of the pan around, and you can see we've got this lovely golden look on the outside. That tells me I've got nice colour in it and flavour. Now the plate over here, it's always handy to have a plate around. I give that a bit of a toss like that and pop it onto the plate. I want to stop it from cooking because I want to bring it all together nice and neatly. I always cook the capsicum separate because the eggplant and zucchini cook beautifully together. They're quite spongy and they will soak up a lot of the olive oil. Now the pan's still nice and hot, and I pour in a good amount of olive oil. And don't worry, good Australian olive oil just adds to the flavour. That's what it's all about. Now that's going to be nice and hot. In goes the zucchini and the eggplant. I'll fry this off in the pan until it becomes nice and golden brown, and I'll be ready to bring the whole thing together. Okay, parsley's chopped nice and fine. Eggplant and zucchini are cooked. The trick with the eggplant and zucchini is not to overcook them. If they do, it becomes mushy, and that's the last thing you want with the ratatouille. So in goes the capsicum. Look at that, perfect. Now the oil, you can see there's plenty of oil in there, but it's good oil. It's great flavour, and that's really important. Now to bring it all together, and this is where the sauce comes in, and this is what's so important. The tomato sauce here binds it all together. It brings it together really beautifully and gives it a great flavour and colour. I'll turn that gas off because it is really, really hot, and it looks great. Now herbs, you need plenty of basil in here, and I like to put plenty of chopped parsley as well. Right at the end there, toss it in like that. Smells fantastic. Now all I need is a little pinch of salt in there and a little twist of pepper. That looks great. I reckon every single vegetarian or vegan in the entire world would be foaming at the mouth looking at this. It looks fantastic. Now pop this into the bowl here like this. It's really important that it's not soupy, and you can see it's just vegetables, just bound together beautifully with plenty of fresh herbs in here. A really, really simple dish, and I'll tell you what, a really tasty one as well. That is really good.